Good morning, everybody. Are y'all ready to sing yourselves in? Come on, let's get it going. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know, love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know, love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know, love can heal us all. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. All right.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity in Chicago. I'm Sherry, and I'm so glad to see each and every one of you here this morning. You know, you each bring a very special energy when you walk in this room on Sundays. Some of you are filled with joy. Some of you carry some sadness. But we blend all of that together here at Unity, and it's wonderful. So glad you came and joined today. You know, in Unity, we welcome people of every culture, every lifestyle, and every creed. We honor the many paths to God, the many names for God, and the many ways in which we experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of grace, love, and truth in our lives. Today, we join with the hundreds of thousands of people around the world who are reading the daily word. And today, it is success. Realizing God within me, I am successful. God in me is the wellspring of all power and zeal. God in me is the cradle of pure love and compassion. God in me is the source of true wisdom and understanding. In the midst of life's opportunities and challenges, God in me is the one true foundation for glory and success. As I consider the desires of my heart, my goals, and my dreams, I invite and allow the power and presence of God to move my heart, mind, and soul in the direction of my highest good. I radiate love, peace, and joy as I follow my heart. Attuned to the divine within, I face challenges and embrace opportunities with faith and optimism. I entrust the end results to the God in me. And from Colossians 3:4, when Christ, who in your life is revealed, then you also will be revealed with him in glory. And now I think Reverend Heidi's here with a few updates. Not that anything in Unity needs updating.
Thank you. Yes,
okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sherry. And good morning. Welcome to your home on Thome, your spiritual community of light, love, and laughter. This really does become a way of life after a while, doesn't it? This kind of light, love, and laughter. I am the solution to my problems. I was standing next to a police officer and having coffee this morning, which in the olden days, the police officers made me a little nervous. But he went on to start talking to me, what do you do for a living? And I said, well, I'm a Unity minister at Unity in Chicago. And he said, oh, I know about that church. And he started talking about how much fun he'd had at Unity, and he's probably going to come to the Wednesday night cafe. But it's fascinating to start just living this and talking about it, and the idea that this isn't just about Sunday morning. You know, it's a way of life. So this is what we're about here. This is what we've been journeying in our 7 weeks, Keys to the Kingdom, opening up the imprisoned splendor, unlocking the magnificence of you. And this is our seventh week. And it's today we're talking about living in the flow. We're talking about allowing prosperity to be our way of life, recognizing that life doesn't happen to me, but life happens through me. And can we put that little kid up, that success again? I like him, because what I wanted you all to start with for your affirmation is that I say yes to my divine inheritance. Let's say it together. I say yes to my divine inheritance. And let's breathe in. Because prosperity is not something that we go looking for. It's something that we say, yes, this is what I've had all the time. So I want to say thank you, because we have many people. We know that we can't keep it until we give it away. And a big part of our first key was commitment to tithing our time and being part of this community that goes on to bless the world. And I just want to thank, there's so many of you that give your time and energy, and I always want to thank our garden committee, of course, and all that they do. And we had a number of people show up yesterday that took out all of this old computer equipment we had, wires and mouses, not the mouses that run around, those mouses and old equipment. They rented a truck, they came here, they took it away, and it was David Vigiano and Ross Colby, and y'all want to just stand for a moment, and Kevin Stevens. Thank you. Anthony Baltazar and Kevin Stevens washed all of our windows. He's at our next, yeah, I know, come on. So it's fascinating. I know Jill came and she said, I didn't know what was going on. Everybody was here just moving things out of here. But this is what prosperity is. It is really our way of life, and it's just so great that we continue to live this as a community. So, a couple of things that are going to be happening, upcoming. We wrapped up our Keys to the Kingdom. We'll have our last class on Thursday. And we know that Unity was founded on prayer, that we're told that prayer doesn't change God, prayer changes us, because we are God in action. God is within us. So prayer is often something we need to relearn, re-understand. And so on Monday nights for 3 Mondays, I'm going to be we're going to study together a book, learn, have fun, called Adventures in Prayer. Let's have an adventure when we talk about prayer. And the book is written by Reverend Sharon Connors, who's a Unity minister. This is really a preparation, certainly to understand prayer, but it's also an opportunity if you want to think about serving as a chaplain here at Unity in Chicago. That this is a prerequisite for the chaplain training, which will be in the middle of September. So 3 Mondays, we'd love you to come. It's on a love offering basis. We'll have it down in the library. If you want to come, we ordered 20 books, so if you want to come, Row is over now at the red and white checkered table, which will now represent the cafe table. And so the Adventures in Prayer sign up is also there. So if you want to come on Mondays for 3 Mondays and understand that prayer is a way of life. Also, we had postponed this, but we're going to have our day of silence on the 9th. And that is, we talk a lot about praying, and now we want to learn how to listen. So meditation is the experience of being able to be quiet and listen, and you wouldn't believe all those insights that are inside of you. You just have no idea how wise you are. So we're going to do that on August the 9th. You can bring your friends, bring your family, bring yourself. And we'll be here. So if you have a meditation cushion, if you have any kind of anything you meditate with, we'll be moving some chairs, but you can certainly sit in a chair. Arrive at 9:30, bring your lunch, because we're going to start right at 10. Okay, you don't need to sign up. Just come. And if it feels weird to do this, you are supposed to be here. So we'd love you to be here. You can come for half a day and go away, leave after lunch, or you can come at lunch and stay for the rest of the day. And then we'll talk about the insights that we've had by just listening to the wisdom within you. We have Sundays. We try to celebrate different things on each Sunday, and this is the first Sunday of the month, and we are celebrating birthdays. So if you were born in the month of August, we invite you to stand. We're going to give you a flower, yes. and remain standing. We're going to sing happy birthday, and in the place of the names, we're going to say loved ones, okay? All right, so here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. Well, we're so blessed this morning, friends, because in the wrapping up of our Keys to the Kingdom, we have a very special guest today. Greg Tamblyn has been inflicting himself on spiritual groups for 20 years, and we're very grateful that he's here inflicting himself on us today. Greg's motto and his ministry is saving the world from whiny victim love songs. And we know one of the main things we get to practice in prosperity is how to laugh. So Greg is here with us as our keynote speaker and our musician today, and then he has a concert tonight at 6:30. I invite you all to come. Again, bring your family, bring your friends, bring yourself. A healthy dose of laughter. Because friends, we don't quit laughing because we get old. We get old because we quit laughing. And so Greg is here with us this morning. He has a contest that goes on every year, a song contest that is the Codependent Top 10. So you really want to get to know Greg. Come to the concert tonight at 6:30, and let's give a warm Unity in Chicago welcome to Greg Tamblyn, NCW.
Thank you, Heidi. Hi, everybody. It's so fun to be back at this church. I have to tell you, the first time I came here was something like 20 years ago, and I had no idea what to expect. And I remember sitting out here. I met Sarah Matoyne, who was a co-minister before the service started, and I was sitting right over here in the front row, and at some point, just as the clock struck 9:30 or whenever it was, this guy walks in jean shorts, tennis shoes with no socks, and this ragged shirt, comes up here and starts preaching. I said, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's the minister. That's Mike." And there was a golden retriever running around the room the whole time. And I thought, wow, this is home. So it is great to be back. I'm so thrilled, and I've had such a good week, Wednesday night and Thursday night, and people have been so warm and so welcoming. I want to give a special thanks to Gwen, that lovely dinner, and Friday night, and of course Jay and Christy for all their help, and Heidi, my good soul sister, and especially I have to thank Rick and Steve, my incredible hosts. I don't know where you're sitting, guys, but you're awesome. So anyway, I'm happy to be here. Thrilled about it, and I want to share some thoughts with you. I think I'm kind of preaching to the choir, but it's about the sacred and the silly as pathways to the joy of now. The prosperity of this moment. So to start, what I would like to do is to go back 800 years, halfway around the world, ancient Persia, the great Sufi mystic poets that were writing then. Some of you know Rumi. A lot of you probably know Rumi. How many of you know Rumi's contemporary Hafez? Hafez. So a few of us know Hafez. If you don't know Hafez, you need to get to know Hafez. Very deep, very profound, and incredibly whimsical at the same time. And 800 years ago, Hafez said this: what is the difference between your experience of existence and that of a saint? The saint knows that the spiritual pathway is a sublime chess game with God, and that the beloved has just made such a fantastic move that the saint is now tripping over joy, bursting out in laughter, and saying, I surrender. Whereas, my dear, I'm afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves. It's good, isn't it? And I can relate to this so well because 25 years ago, life got really serious for me overnight. And I don't want to over-dramatize this, but I was in some deep doo-doo. And I mean, mentally, emotionally, I was in trouble. A very, very deep, dark hole I fell into. And I didn't know if I'd ever be able to get out. And so it was a low point, right? And maybe some of you have had a low point. Anybody had a low point? Because what happens is when you're down there, you're motivated to find out how to get better, what happened. And so I was looking at my life. I was trying to figure out how I got to be the way that I was and come up with some kind of excuse. So this is what I decided. This is called Just a Little Soul Hanging Out in Space. Well, I was just a little soul hanging out in space, getting ready to come into the human race. God came over and he said to me, well, kid, what you want to be, yeah, it's time for you to go get a life. But you don't have to have no struggle and strife. You can live a life of comfort and ease, worldly pleasures, do as you please. I can give you parents with lots of money, Southern California, bright and sunny, tall and handsome, a movie star, fancy parties, expensive cars, or maybe an athlete with rhythm and grace. You could do the Olympics, win every race, confidence just oozing from you, and the women, they're gonna love you. Or maybe you'd like to help those in low places, like a Peace Corps worker or Mother Teresa. But you know, when it's all said and done, being the Pope is a lot more fun. Or how about a yogi with magical powers? You could levitate for hours and hours and teach everybody to walk on hot coals, sell books and CDs by the truckloads. Well, what do you say, kid? You make the call. You can have any part or you can have it all. You just tell me what you want to be and I'll give it to you. It's my guarantee, yeah. Well, I just stood there with my mouth open because, you know, that's just what I've been hoping. But while I was deciding to choose which one, I thought, well, maybe I'll just have me some fun. Because me and God, see, we're pretty tight. And I know God likes a good joke, all right. So I figure I'll pull his leg for a while, see if I can't make the old boy smile. So I say, Father, oh mine, you know, all that glory, to tell you the truth, sounds kind of boring. I want a life with some challenge to it. You know, something I gotta work to get through it. I don't want fame and easy success. I want to be shamed and easily depressed. With various physical and mental afflictions. You might as well throw in multiple addictions. I don't need life to be a sweet dream. I want writer's block and low self-esteem. Sensitive skin and food allergies. And when I get around girls, make me sneeze. Make me wish that I had more height. Give me claustrophobia stage fright, prone to worry, riddled with doubt, thinking I'll never figure life out. Yeah, that's it, God. That's what I want to have. And then I just shut up so he could laugh. Well, God looked at me with a puzzled brow, shook his head and just said, "Holy cow." For a minute he stood there pulling his beard, and then he said, "Kid, you're pretty darn weird. And I know you're just playing the fool, but this time, kid, the joke's on you." And then he grinned at me and he yelled, "Shazam! That's my story, and here I am." Thank you. I'm glad you could relate. Will Rogers said if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing is stop digging. Yeah. And that's true. You know, we have to have some consciousness, some awareness around what we think about all day, because it tends to show up. But the good news about that is, if we own that, if we take responsibility for our lives, then there's power there. There's hope there. Because if I'm the problem in my life, I'm also what? The problem in everyone else's life. There's this great little place in the Gospel of Thomas, this little phrase I love. It says, "If you bring forth that which is inside you, it will save you." That's really powerful. So let me ask you this. How many people here have heard of a painter, artist, named Donald Roller Wilson? Oh, where is it? Donald Roller Wilson. Nobody? Me neither. But I read about him in the Airline magazine. And the reason, well, what this guy does, he's got this amazing little niche, unique niche. He paints, this is all he paints. Very beautiful, gothic-looking, detailed, incredibly realistic pictures of chimpanzees dressed up in clothes doing bizarre things. This is what he paints, and he sells these for amazing amounts of money. But the reason I say this is because I love what he says. It takes all the arrogance out of everything you do when you know that God is so much bigger than you are. And yet, everything you are and do and see is filled with God. The trees, the asphalt, the people fighting over Aquanet at Walmart. That sounds silly. But silliness is just as important as love, just as important as tragedy. You can make a profound intellectual statement just by basing your efforts on silliness. Yeah, well, I agree completely. How many of you seen the Robin Williams movie Patch Adams? How many of us have seen that? Most of us? Okay. Have any of us seen the real Patch, the actual real guy? Patch Adams. Yeah, so a lot of us have seen Patch Adams. If you've seen him, you know he's not like Robin Williams. He's really tall and thin. He's like 6'7", kind of a beanpole. He's got long gray hair, mid-thigh usually, and usually half dyed blue or some color. He's a doctor, a medical doctor who dresses like a clown all day, every day. He's a clown doctor. Patch has figured out that clowning and playfulness and silliness are the ways that he can inflict love and compassion on the world. So this is what he does. He's almost finished building the first silly hospital in the world, the Gesundheit Institute. It's in West Virginia. Well, I've been around Patch a lot, conferences where I'm appearing, he's appearing, and we have mutual friends. So I've been around him quite a bit, and I see this effect that he's having. This is one person being silly in a profound way. And this wave that he's created in healthcare and medicine. It's quite something. And one of the things Patch likes to say is that he feels like the world is wallowing in misery. And that one of the most radical things you can do is to have a good day. And show it, you know. Well, that's not radical to us in Unity because we teach that. But let me ask you this. Is there anybody here besides me who's ever, we all know that life is serious. If we forget, we can turn on the news for 2 minutes and we get reminded. Life is really serious. There's a lot of wars going on. But is there anybody here besides me who's ever had the particular gift or talent of making life even more serious than it already is? Right? So, I'm an expert at this. I can forget everything in 10 seconds. So I wrote a song about that. I played it the other night if you're here Thursday. I wrote this for myself just as a kind of a reminder. This is called Writer's Block, the long-term and positive and negative effects of worry. I was worried about not writing any songs. No words, no tunes, nothing for way too long. I was worried I'd never write again. Maybe there was no more ink in my pen. And I thought about that, and I began to feel ashamed. I was ashamed that I'd been worried about not writing. I'd been through droughts before and come out fighting. It seemed like my worry was out of control, and I was ashamed about it down to my soul. And then it hit me what I was doing, and I started feeling guilty. I was guilty that I could let myself feel shame over something so insignificant as this writing game. I thought I'd released that stuff long ago, and I felt guilty that I had such a long way to go. And then I realized what I was doing, and I got embarrassed. I was embarrassed that my shame could make me feel guilty. All these negative thought patterns, man, it was silly. If someone could see inside my head, they'd give me a drug and put me to bed. Yeah, I was embarrassed. That made me mad. I was angry that I could be so immature. I was angry at me, down on myself for sure. And as my anger turned into resentment, I thought about what the long-term effects of that meant, and I realized what I was doing to my body, and I began to feel afraid. I was afraid of what I was doing to myself. All these negative emotions affecting my health. If body and mind are so interconnected, my shame, guilt, worry, and fear were making me infected, and I was afraid that I was becoming depressed. And as I began to sink into depression, the effect on my body and mind became an obsession. The outcome of this could not be in doubt, and that gave me something new to worry about. I knew that I might not be around for too long, so I wrote it all down and I had a new song. When I thought about that, I was fine again. All right, thank you. That's pretty silly, but there's great joy in that. See, there's great joy in taking something troublesome and limiting and restrictive and turning it inside out, upside down, taking all the charge off of it, all the power out of it, so that it's not such a big deal anymore. Reframing things with humor. I heard Mel Brooks talking about this on TV. He said that Socrates told us it's good to know thyself. And then he said, but I've learned it's way better to now thyself. Now thyself. Living each day like it's our last day. Which is why I never have clean clothes, because who wants to do laundry on the last day? Well, silliness is a great way to now thyself. You know, the problem with worry, I mean, if we're worried, are we in this moment? Where are we? Past or the future, right. And the thing is, it's okay to look at the past and the future, just don't stare. A lot of us get in the habit of staring. It's easy to do. We get a lot of encouragement from our culture to give up our power, to stare at the past and the future. We'll actually have fun with this tonight in the concert. We'll step back and look at some of the ways that our culture encourages us to subtly, not always overtly, to give up our power and our happiness. Well, silliness is a great way to come back to the now and stop staring at the past and the future. And I could actually talk to you about this all day, but I have a 3-second demonstration that will make the point. Now, this does not require any talent, any thought, any preparation. All you have to do is when I say go, turn to somebody sitting close to you for 3 seconds, have a contest to see who can make the weirdest face. Ready, go. Come on, get weird. Get weird. Ah. Good. I can see this could go on for a while. That's healthy. So here's the thing. I'm willing to bet for those few seconds, nobody in here was thinking about their mortgage. Or the divorce papers, or the test results, or whatever is going on. For those few seconds, we're all just here in that love and that fun, and that's what silliness does. It brings us back to the moment. My bias about this, my belief about this is that all these gifts, all these qualities, all these blessings that we come to God for, all the joy, all the love, all the health, all the prosperity, all the connection, all the power, all the beauty, all the safety, all the healing, all the love is always available. God never takes a break. But we get stuck in our busy grown-up worlds and doing our important grown-up stuff. And we stare at the past and the future. We get distracted, and we forget to come back to the present and open the gift. And silliness is one way to just come back to now, open the gift. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is where? Within. And to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be like a child. So simple. So simple. You know, and my bias about this is that it's a cultural thing. This country was colonized to a great extent by the Puritans. Remember them? H.L. Mencken said a Puritan is somebody who's worried that somewhere, somehow, somebody is actually having a good time. And the good side of the Puritans, you know, is that we know how to work. Everybody in this room knows how to work. We outwork every country in the world, still. But it's that lightening up part that some of us have trouble with. And if you grow up serious like I did, it's okay to practice. It's okay. Give yourself permission. Yeah. Silliness is not only a great way to come back to the now, it's a great way to transform the now. Because sometimes what's happening right now is not all that great. And it's appropriate, I've learned through practicing this, that it's appropriate way more often than we think it is. And I have lots and lots of examples of this. But I'll just give you one. A couple of months after my father died, I was flying back home to Kansas City. I'd actually been in Chicago. And I was flying back home to Kansas City. And I was sitting next to these two ladies. I was in the aisle seat, and there were these two ladies next to me that were much older than I am. And they were obviously very, very sad. They were just, you could just tell by looking at them, they were sad. And after we got in the air, I just started chatting with them. I said, so what's happening? You're coming back from Chicago? You live there now? No, we just are coming home from burying our sister. I said, oh, I'm sorry. And then they proceeded to tell me all about their sister and the funeral and growing up together and what a great person she was and how much they loved her, how much they were going to miss her. And they just talked. I just let them talk for a long time because they needed to talk. And they were really sad. And when they finished, I said, well, you know, I can kind of relate to what you're talking about because I lost my dad a couple months ago. And they said, oh, you lost your dad. We're so sorry. And I said, yeah, it's okay. I wrote a song about it. They said, you wrote a song about it? I said, yeah, it's called Chicken Soup for the Dead. And they did just what you did. They stared at me in shock for about a half a second, and then they just lost it. But the thing was, they couldn't stop laughing. You know, I mean, they must have laughed for about 5 minutes, way longer than that silly joke deserved. But they needed to laugh, and all that grief and all that emotion, it just came pouring out as laughter. And I could tell that was just what they needed. So we were all much happier after that little stupid joke. So silliness is a great way to know thyself. Now, you come to this church, and so you know there are other ways. We just heard about a day of silent prayer, which I encourage everybody to come to, silent meditation. That'll be fantastic. But there's meditation, there's chanting, there's singing, there's service, there's gratitude. There are powerful feelings of love and connection. There are a lot of ways to come back to the moment. But the other thing I just want to touch on for the last couple of minutes is the experience of the sacred. And what I'm referring to here is the mystical connotation of the word sacred. Now, one of the things I did when I got down in that black hole, and I was so afraid I'd never get out, I was so afraid I'd never have a normal day again, was I went back to reading mystics. Because I'd gotten away from that for a long time, and I rediscovered these accounts of the mystical experience of merging with God, joining with God. And what we're talking about here is joining with God so completely that everything else disappears. The little self, the little soul goes away. All that's left is God, the big soul, the big self. Throughout the traditions and down through the ages, this experience is amazingly similar in description. All these various mystics. It's always described as blissful, incredibly joyful, nirvana, ecstasy, words like that. Joy beyond belief, cosmic bliss, cosmic consciousness, these kinds of phrases. And the mystics that have attained this state and then fallen out of it, universally, all they want to do is get back there. That's all they care about. It's just back there. So I thought what we could do to finish up is create a little experience together where we go down that road a little ways together. So would that be okay? Would you be up for that? So we're going to use a song that you know. I understand that this is actually quite popular here because Reverend Erica, who actually learned this from me, I don't mean to take credit for that because I didn't write it. This was written by Michael Stillwater, but I was at her church in Pennsylvania, and we did this, and she enjoyed it so much that she made it kind of a part of her ministry So it's a beautiful little chant called Heart of the Mother that you probably know. We're going to do it a little bit differently. So for those of you that don't know this song, it's a very simple, beautiful two-part chant. The men have a part, it's kind of a low part. The ladies have a high part. We sing it together, and magic always happens. Now, the low part, typically the male part, is very simple. It's 4 lines. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of God. Love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. So the order is mother, love, Father, God. All right, so let's just practice that for a second, and we can teach it to the few of us that don't know this. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. And we rest for 1 bar and then again. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of... Good. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay, that's great. So that's the low part, typically the male part. If you are not a male and you want to sing that part, it's okay. But we do have this beautiful, beautiful high part written for the female voice, or if you're a tenor, you can probably get up there. And it's also very simple. It's just Ave Maria, and then a Greek phrase. You've probably heard it before, Kyrie eleison. And if you don't know that phrase, it's Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Kyrie eleison. And if you can't remember that, just think carry a laser with an accent, and you'll be close. Okay? So this is how it sings. We're gonna teach it to you quickly, and join us if you already know it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. One more time. Amen. Okay, incredible. Now, it's Gretchen, right? Yeah. A lot of names this morning, so Gretchen with that beautiful soprano voice. If you can't get up to that octave, you can always do it, at the lower octave. Or you can sing a harmony if you know it, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, as I said, we're going to do this in 2 parts, so we're going to start with the low part. We're going to start with the men, I am one with the heart of the mother, and so forth. We're going to lock that in. And then we're going to bring in the Aves. We're just going to do this a few times. We're going to get quiet with it, and we're going to go into meditation. And I have a beautiful little prayer I'm going to share with you. And then after meditation, we will come back with our chant and see what happens. So I invite you to now thyself, just let everything else go. Give yourself to this and see where it takes you. Okay, men, I am one with the heart of the mother, love, Father, God. 1, 2, 3. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. Good. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay, a little louder, guys. Come on. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. Great. Keep it going, man, ladies. Ave. I am one with the heart of the mother. With the heart of love. One with the heart of the Father. One with softer. Very softly. Silently. Just let your eyes close. Let your body relax and listen. Let all things be healthy. Let all things be peaceful. Be sure to count your blessings at least once a day. Forgive those who have hurt you and those who have offended you. But forgive yourself for what you have done and for that which you have failed to do. That which is done, there is no need to speak of. That which is past, there is no need to blame. Have self-control, self-knowledge, self-respect, and the courage to dare. Be tranquil. The light of intelligence will shine. And strive to make a spot where you stand beautiful. Then the beauty and harmony will follow you in all your days and in all your ways on this journey we call life. Now let's get ready to hum our parts together. Together. Let's sing softly. One with the heart of the mother. One louder. Okay, full voice now. Again. I'm one with the heart and one more time, full voice. That was great. Just breathe it in. That was exceptional. Thank you. I want to just stay right here. I think this would be a good place to pause and share our blessings. The prayer box. So I tell you what, I have one more song I'm going to save, come back in a few minutes. Right now, I'll just leave you with this thought from Hafez. God and I are like two fat people in a small boat. We keep bumping into each other and laughing.
Thank you, Greg. Now, we invite you to speak the names of those you would like held in prayer into this sacred space. In this moment, we hold our beloved community in our hearts and prayers. We send love and healing to one another, to our city, these United States, and our leaders. We hold our minister, our board, our staff, and our volunteers in this powerful prayer energy, and we bless each one of them. May our peace and oneness bless our brothers and sisters all around the world. Thank you, God, for prayers already answered. Amen. We are your prayer chaplains for this service, Brian Fallon, Jill Brown, and myself, Diane Hagland. We are here to support our community with prayer. If you have a prayer concern, a joy to share, or whatever you might have on your heart, we are here to pray with you. We want to make sure that no one leaves today with a burden on their heart. You don't have to do anything other than make your request. We will then take your request into prayer, and rest assured, we will honor your confidentiality. The prayers in the prayer box are prayed on here at Unity in Chicago, and then sent to Unity Village, where they are prayed on for an additional 30 days. Also, feel free to send a prayer request through our website during the week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg. Here. This is the family we meet around as we go through this unity journey, these incredible souls. And isn't this divine order, right? This Circle of Life. I didn't know Greg had taught Reverend Erica that piece. I know that has been on your hearts as far as your journey with Reverend Erica, and I hope you will allow yourself to still be in that energy of how beautiful it is to be part of this community and how people never really die, do they? You know, they just live within us. And I'm just so honored to be part of a community that's willing to be so transparent. So thank you all for taking this journey together. We're all about our abundance right now, and we're going to give from that overflowing cup, that sense of, this is a pretty groovy place to be, and I'd like to keep it in business. So just to know that you're in ownership of this building, this property, and that we give where we're spiritually fed. And then we become owners and integrally connected to this incredible place that blesses all of us and everyone that comes into these doors. So give from that place of fullness that you feel when you sing, when you connect, when you love, as we do in this community. And if you'll hold that one of many channels of good, as I like to say, between your hands, if you give in the prosperity class, just bless the basket. If you give automatically, just bless the basket. Know that we do have opportunities to give automatically. If you don't want to write your name on the little envelope, you can. We have an automatic giving experience that you can have over there at the Wings of Prosperity. So just again, hold that power between your hands, that vibration of abundance. We share where we've received. And we'll say together our conscious giving blessing. So let's breathe in together. And let's say, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Come on. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. Thank you, God, for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. All right.
So we're having a celebration of spirit, that's for sure. Got the dancing, got the twirling, got the clapping. All right, so you all want to come on down. The price is perfect. All right, yay. I love holding the basket together. Y'all are so cute. So yes, that's it. It's like, don't fight over the Aquanet. All right, okay. So let's just breathe into the fullness. Our heart is so full. We're so grateful. It's so easy to experience spirituality when we just let go and let it happen. So we're in the flow. All is well. Life is amazing. And let's say together our conscious giving blessing. We are grateful for these gifts of faith and love. We recognize they are signs of our prosperity and highest good. We affirm God is in action right here and right now. Amen. Thank you. Oh, yes, sure. All right, okay. So Here we go again. Lots of things going on at this Center for Wellbeing, I can tell you what. So the first thing that's going to happen this week is that Ina Pinkney is coming to be with us. And Ina Pinkney is the breakfast queen of Kansas City. Oh my gosh, here I am. Of Chicago. All right, you can tell I'm having a moment. Yes, all right. That's it. I just want to make sure y'all know where you are. You know, it's like that plane. If you're going to Chicago, you better be sure you're on this plane. Okay, so she is going to come be with us Wednesday night. The cafe is changing to 6 from 5:30 to 6. We're going to cook her meals from her cookbook. I didn't know I was doing this announcement, so I apologize. Anyway, the book is Taste Memories. But was on WGN this week. David Vigiano, our guy that promotes everybody. David, stand. We got her on. David, come on, David. That's right, yes. I'm just so excited every time I turn on the TV, somebody's talking about Unity in Chicago. But she's cooking on the morning show, and she said, I'm at Unity in Chicago on Wednesday night, so it's 6 o'clock is her cafe, and so that'll be downstairs. We're going to only have 100 tickets. So because people are going to be coming from all over, I promise you. So if you want to come, it's $10, and you'll want to sign up, okay? All right. And then at 7:30, she's going to come tell her story. First time she ever cooked anything, she was 37 years old. So we're calling this, It's Never Too Late to Cook Up Your Dream. Okay? All right. And she's going to be on my radio show tomorrow, which is at 3 o'clock Central Time at www.unity.fm or anytime on unitychicago.org in the archives. But it's going to be a wonderful interview. So tune in tomorrow at 3. It's online radio, or you can get to our website and find it. All right. I'd also just like to throw in that the silent retreat, we're going to sit for 30 minutes, walk for 45 minutes, sit for 30 minutes, walk for 45 minutes. There'll be chanting involved, so don't just think you have to sit here for 2 hours. There'll be some movement. There'll be some journey with that. Is there anything else on it? Okay. So now we have Sherry. All right. So do come see us on Wednesday. It'll be fabulous. Okay. Then I'm going to talk about Greg in a minute. I didn't know I was doing that.
Okay, just a few more. Just to kind of clear up any confusion, our Sunshine Gallery now is the place for all of our cash transactions. So you'll purchase concert tickets, reserve a date for Sunday Flowers, and have your credit card tithed with Christy in the Sunshine Gallery. So we don't have a zone downstairs any longer. So all of those kinds of transactions will be done up here. And you'll want to do your tickets for Ina's cafe at the same time today. In the Friendship Room downstairs, Katie Mertens will be signing up chefs for our culinary extravaganza on September 6th, the Taste of Unity. And it's also the place that you can pick up shopping lists for our back-to-school drive for Senator Romero's domestic violence program, and you'll also be able to drop off your contributions there. Author, spiritual teacher, and humorist Dr. Pamela Gorali's one-woman show, Confessions of a Spiritually Promiscuous Woman, on Thursday, August 14th. Then our 25th anniversary celebration, this is a big one, continues with a not-to-miss evening on Friday, August 22nd. Plan to join us at the Rib Fest, sponsored by Ron Baxter, at 6:30. That's our Ron. With the stellar line of vocalists Bruce Henry, Josie Falbo, Maggie Bynum, Sean Harris, Tom Logan, Suzanne Palmer, Nancy Erickson, and of course, the Peter Paulzak Trio. Just a note, all of the performers are donating their talent and time that evening in order for the performance to be a special fundraiser. Proceeds will go toward beautifying this awesome spiritual home on Thome that we've prospered in for 25 years. A reminder to tune in to Heidi's show tomorrow, Reverend Heidi's show tomorrow, to hear her interview with Ina. We have any furry creatures? I don't think so. Okay, Lynn, how many of you are here for the first time? Can you raise your hands high? We're so happy. There's a couple back there. Welcome. I hope you've enjoyed your experience. Here in Unity, we often say there are no accidents. We believe your visit today, your discovery of our spiritual community, and the growth that awaits you is no accident. We hope to see you come by and spend time with us again. We find everybody? Along with the carnation, we want to welcome you into the Sunshine Gallery to the welcome table following the service. Any more? Yeah, we got a couple more. We have a welcome CD and some additional literature for you and an opportunity for you to answer or to ask any questions that you might have about us. Also, those of you who haven't been coming here for a very, very long and have questions, please also join us at the welcome table in the Sunshine Gallery. And now it's my pleasure. I was fortunate to be here when Greg introduced us to that beautiful round some years ago. And I got his little, at that time it was a cassette. I don't know if any of you remember those. Popped it in my car on the way to work every morning, and I'm driving down Lakeshore Drive, singing it at the top of my voice. I can't sing. Tears streaming down my eyes. And my fellow travelers are going, It started my day, and it centered me, and it made the day for me. So I'm really pleased to welcome Greg back.
Thank you, Sherry. It's really sweet to hear that. So something has been going on in this room since we got here. It's something amazing nobody's really thought about or even aware of. Rather extreme act of extreme physical intimacy actually is happening. I'm about to reveal it. You breathe out, I breathe in. We're sharing molecules again. Oxygen and hydrogen. But do you know where your atoms have been? Parts of me were once in you. Genghis Khan and Gandhi too, Jesus Christ and dinosaurs, Princess Di and Dinah Shore. All these atoms everywhere circle back so we can share. No escaping, yes, it's true. Parts of me were once in you. My whole body, smooth and hairy, is really very temporary. Every year a new epidermis. Maybe next year will be firmer. There's some atom somewhere in Spain I could use back in my brain. They stay a while and then they leave, but they only fit what we conceive. All these atoms here on earth get recycled, death to birth, like some ever-changing brew. Parts of me are now in you. As hard as it might seem to be, parts of you were once a tree, once a fish in the primal soup. Something's dinner, something's poop. 15 billion years ago, the Big Bang was quite a show. All this time and now here we are. Parts of you were once a star. All these atoms everywhere circle back so we can share. No escaping, yes it's true. Parts of me are now in you. All these atoms we've collected only mean that we're connected. Since we share what we're made of, don't you think that calls for love? So take a deep breath, share some atoms. It's not like you have any choice. I tell you what, before we leave, let's do one thing. I want you to turn to whoever it was that you had a funny face contest with. Go ahead, turn, look at them, and just think to yourself, what a lovely bunch of atoms. You know, some of those look like they used to be mine. Well, I hope you're enjoying them. Okay, so these two atoms were walking down the street. First one saw the second one. He said, "What's the matter? You look a little down." And the second one said, "Well, yeah, I lost an electron." And the first one said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "I'm positive." And I'm positive that we can be silly and now ourselves, and that God loves it when we do that. She told me. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, so bring those fine atoms of yours. 6:30 tonight. We'll see you all. Saving the World from Whiny Victim Love Songs. Greg has 7 CDs, a book that's called, what is it? Attila the Gate Agent. We've all met her. Okay, so that's out there. There's a T-shirt. But come and do your healing, you know. Like he says, do something extraordinary. Have a great day. And come back and be with us at 6:30 tonight. Love y'all so much. It's so fun to be here. And let's sing us ourselves out in the world here. I didn't know we were having kids today. It's always, who knows? It's extraordinary. Come on in.
Hello. It's good to see everybody. Oh my goodness. So few quick things. First off, I highly recommend going and checking out the Children's Garden. We noshed on some delicious cucumbers and tomatoes earlier this morning, and celery. It's delicious. And our Uniteens taught kids expressing, so I'm going to hand it to them for a quick.
All right. So we did an activity that we did at our unit from last fall. It's called The Labyrinth. Yeah. And there's a leader, and they guide the rest of their group who have their eyes closed through the obstacle course labyrinth. What am I supposed to say now?
The point of doing this is because Unity is the youth ministry at Unity is basically part of our family, and it's a trust exercise. So if you can't trust your family, who else can you trust? Also, why are you laughing at me? You made me lose my train of thought now. No, I guess not.
We are so blessed. We are so blessed. Let's sing ourselves out. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.